17 days and counting. Peng Shuai is still missing. We have been reporting on the story from day one. It's now a global campaign. Hashtag, where is Peng Shuai? It is trending the world over. It's a story we will keep reporting about until there is verifiable proof of her safety, until Beijing comes clean on her whereabouts. Because this is looking like a hostage situation now. Has one of the world's best tennis players been taken hostage by China? Yesterday, an attempt was made to kill the story with this sham email that China hoped to use to silence the world. It's on your screen. It was distributed by the Chinese state mouthpiece CGTN. No one else had it. There was no signature of Peng Shuai on this email, so-called email, no letterhead. This wasn't even an email. It was a screenshot presented as a retraction from Peng Shuai. No one believed it. Just before she disappeared, Peng Shuai made a big charge. She said that she had been sexually assaulted by this man, Zhang Gaoli, the former vice premier of China. Peng said Zhang forced her to have sex. He forced her into an abusive affair, one that lasted almost 10 years. Just after she made this revelation, Peng Shuai went missing. 2 weeks later, the Chinese state mouthpiece publishes what they call a retraction, saying, quote unquote, everything is fine and the charges of sexual assault are untrue. Nobody is buying this story. In fact, it has backfired. International pressure is growing on China. The Women's Tennis Association, WTA, gave an ultimatum today. They want proof that Peng Shuai is safe and they want an investigation into sexual assault charges. Else, they will pull out of China. I have a quote from Steve Simon. He's the head of the Women's Tennis Association, and this is what he says, quoting, "We are definitely willing to pull our business and deal with all the complications that come with it, because this is bigger than the business. Women need to be respected and not censored." That's what he said. We couldn't agree more. And we applaud the stand taken by the WTA, the Women's Tennis Association. At a time when world leaders are reluctant to take on China, this tennis association is fighting for Peng Shuai. They're willing to put her safety above business. The WTA is doing more than just talking. They're desperately trying to locate Peng themselves. The scale of their effort is massive. The WTA has been trying to get in touch with Peng since the 2nd of November, the day she put out that Weibo post narrating her ordeal, the day we started reporting the story. Here is Steve Simon again, and this is what he says. "We have worked every method available to us. Voice, digital, tweeting, WeChat, WhatsApp, text. There are plenty of different messaging things that we all use and we are able to communicate with. And none of those have produced a result as of this point." When these efforts were being made, members from the Chinese Tennis Association reached out. They told the WTA that Peng is safe, but the WTA chief was not satisfied. He wanted to speak to Peng himself and to confirm her well-being. Here is another quote. "I will remain worried until I'm able to speak with her or she speaks with somebody in our organization, whomever she's comfortable with, so that we can be assured that she's okay and where she's at. That's our number one priority. The other things are secondary." This was not an easy decision to make. This tennis association stands to lose millions if it pulls out of China. We'll tell you about that later on the show. The WTA stand has encouraged a lot of top players to also speak up. And this again very significant. Today, the biggest star in women's tennis extended her support. Serena Williams, she sent out this message, and I'm quoting again, "I'm devastated and shocked to hear about the news of my peer Peng Shuai. I hope she is safe and found as soon as possible. This must be investigated and we must not stay silent. Sending love to her and her family during this incredibly difficult time. Hashtag, where is Peng Shuai?" The next player to speak out was Andy Murray, a former world #1 in men's tennis. This is what he says. "Female tennis player Peng Shuai whereabouts currently unknown after making sexual abuse allegations against Chinese government official. Hashtag, where is Peng Shuai?" Some players are going beyond social media posts. They're talking about Peng's disappearance during press conferences. Listen into two of them.
We are really sad about it, and we can't wait to hear some news from her that she's okay, and because what is happening is not normal.
We would like actually to hear like a video from her or something, like a real proof that yes, that she's all right and everything is fine.
Give us real proof, they say. That's the message from the WTA and the players. Even they know that this email was a sham. So they're demanding video evidence. What will China do now? Will it release Peng Shuai? The Chinese Foreign Ministry is being quizzed every day on this, and the wolf warriors are struggling to respond. Today was no different. Wolf warrior-in-chief Zhao Lijian faced the press in Beijing. He was asked about Peng Shuai. You must listen to his response.
My answer is very simple. This is not a foreign affairs matter, and I am not aware of the relevant situation.
Another humiliating sidestep. For how long can China remain silent on this? For how long can it hide Peng Shuai? This is the biggest Me Too scandal in China and perhaps one of the biggest stories of this year. China's response is a familiar one. Cover up the scandal, silence the victim, protect the predator, in this case one of China's most powerful men, and pretend like nothing has happened. The Communist Party thought it will get away one more time. But by going after Peng Shuai, China has dug a bigger hole for itself. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.